What were you going to say?
Uh,
What were you going to ask me?
I forget. Bob Picardo had to do it. Doesn't he have a TV series?
Yeah, he's got The Wonder Years, and he's got the other thing, China Beach.
China Beach, right.
Yeah.
We're ready when you are.
Okay.
He's
I like
done
this
one.
movie, by the way.
Oh,
I'll
good.
tell you, it was very good.
I'm sorry. Ready?
Yeah. I'm sorry. Okay. Now, Ethan, you have come off a very successful picture with Dead Poets, and now you have another one that's going to be very successful, I think, Dad, and it's got a good part.
Yeah.
Good part. Tell me a little bit about Billy. Why do you want to play this? I mean, you've played a few different parts. Why Billy for you?
Well, I liked it a lot in that I started this film a week after I finished Dead Poets, and it's a nice a nice different character, you know, a nice little turn that is great. Being, you know, just starting out, it's good for me to do at least show a little range my first, you know, to get to show some range my first kind of year, and you know, not a lot of people, you don't get that chance, and that's why I really was in love with it, and then not to mention the chance to work with Jack Lemmon would have made any character just a wonderful to play. You know?
Yeah, sure. And being with those people, Ted Danson, Olympia Dukakis, Kathy Baker, Jack Lemmon, it must have been like a lesson in acting, a live acting lesson for you.
Yeah, it really was. It was like, and you would just kind of sit in a circle and we would read, and it was really, it was wild. I mean, I'm a big fan of all of those people. Kathy Baker, I just seen her in that De Niro picture, Jackknife, and everybody's really different in how they work. Kathy's really different from Olympia in the way they do, and Jack and Ted are very different, and me being the one that's trying to figure out how he works, you know,
sure.
It was neat to get to watch them all play around in all their different ways, you know.
And how about your on-screen relationship with Ted Danson? I mean, it's a little confrontational at the beginning, then it warms up. How did you work? How did you like the way you worked together?
I loved working with Ted. Ted's one of those people that makes, when you're working with Ted, he looks out for you, you know. He looks out to make sure that you're happy and that things are going well and that, you know, you like the scene, and that he took care of me always on the set because I wasn't working that much, and he when you work with him, he's always very real, you know. You can always count on Ted to be really won't do anything false. So if you're kind of losing it, you can kind of just go and look to him, and it'll bring you back to the place you're supposed to be if you follow.
Sure. And with the director, first-time director, but very well known in the TV business,
Right.
Gary David Goldberg. What grade would you give him? I mean, you've worked with a couple directors. This is his first time. Yeah. What would you say? How did he do this?
Oh well, I tell you, I loved the movie. I really did. I loved it, and after I finished watching it, I'd have to say, hell, you know, I'll give him an A, you know, and because what he did is his great gift is that I mean, this is, you know, an 18-year-old talking about his great gift, you know, but I'll do it, you know.
Right, sure.
It's his movie. It really is, and all the heart and that you feel of that movie, it's him, and he was the one that was brave enough to put it out there and say, because, you know, a lot of critics, whenever you try to show some sensitivity, critics can be like, oh, well, blah, blah, you know, oh, come on, cut us a little slack. Critics can, it's so easy to, when you're open, for critics to pop you, and he didn't care, and that's what makes the film great.
Yeah, and it's not too syrupy. I mean, you know, it's just it's a nice roller coaster ride of emotions. You get the laughs. You really are moved several times in the film, and you really get a feeling of this family. I mean, you get a real sense of family. How did you personally relate to Billy as far as family and working with Ted and Grandpa and the whole deal? You know.
Yeah, well, it's interesting. You know, a lot of the relationships are similar. Maybe not the exact. You know, my father's very different from Ted, and pretty different from Billy, and our situation is very different. But yet, the relationships are kind of the same. You know how you kind of not understand people and hold back and won't forgive them, and you know how you do that, and I do that all the time, and just what it feels like to be in that situation. You know, to be there with your family in a trying situation, I kind of, you know, everybody kind of knows what that feels, and that's not only what made it fun to act, but makes it fun to watch, because Gary wrote it as it hits some truth, and that's what makes it fun to play. And
You had a good time?
And a
That's
good time.
good. Well, it's obvious on the screen, and we look forward to big success from Dad this week, and
I hope so.
your success too. Very
I hope
good.
so.
Thank
Thank
you,
you.
Ethan, very
Thanks a
much.
lot.
Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Okay, well, how you hanging in there? A lot of